What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, VONG, which is the Russell 1000, and the S&P 500. Guys, it seems like what we had predicted in yesterday's episode is actually coming true, where cryptocurrency, or the stock market specifically, is starting to see its reversal. Maybe we did indeed hit the bottom and are starting to come up, which is certainly a good sign, because that would inherently mean maybe we'll start to see reversals on cryptocurrency too, because essentially we have this beautiful ascending fractal that we've been kind of just pinballing off or ping-ponging off on the S&P 500 for a long time. We hit possibly a bottom here, and now we're starting to reverse up. Certainly good if you ask me. VONG is starting to see a small rebound as well. Could we adjust this bottom support to include it? I don't think it's accurate. I like it how it is, but it certainly could be. We certainly could do something like this. That is definitely a possibility, and maybe we had that one small slip below it at one point here. So this is certainly a possibility to leave it alone, similar with the other markets here. So maybe we did indeed hit a bottom, and we're starting to, reverse back to the upside. But ideally, this is going to affect these other cryptos. We're hoping to see reversals on XRP, on Solana, on Ethereum, and even on Bitcoin. And the thing is, things are a bit wonky right now. Things are moving everywhere right now. So we need to see whether or not we're able to adjust some of these lines here to include this. We had a symmetrical triangle. It seems like XRP is forming more of a descending fractal, which honestly, now looking at this a second time, makes more sense considering the previous several times we've seen any sort of technical indicator, they were all descending fractals. So I think we're going to adjust that later on in today's video, so definitely stay tuned for that. But with all that being said, definitely make sure to smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. So yesterday we made a video. As you guys can see, I know what's next for XRP. We're pretty much calling that we do have a bottom, or very close to the bottom, and more than likely with the uptrend, the support, the moving average, we're probably going to see some sort of reversal to the upside here, and more than likely going to break through resistances and hopefully swing upwards, especially with the stock market and the other markets starting to show potential signs of uptick. Then there's a good chance we're going to see even more potential or more moves to the upside here. And what I mean by that, I know I might sound like a broken record here, but what I mean by that is, if you look at the markets, we're trading at 32 on the Fear and Greed Index. We have fallen substantially to the point where we're hitting bottom supports, and being that we're at 32, yesterday we were at like 41 or something. It's actually pretty nuts. We were actually even higher. Yeah, 41. Now we're at 32. What a drop. What a drop. This is certainly showing signs that, hey, we have a lot of potential now for reversals and for upticks, for swings to the upside here. And it could happen. It could happen very soon. You guys just have to pay close attention to it. With the amount of volume that is leaving the markets here, we're hitting support levels that ideally could only pretty much bounce back to the upside here, more than likely. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. But you can see 24 hours, 3%, 4%, 7 days, more like 12, 20, 15. I mean, much bigger drops than we have ever before. And you can see the volume that is leaving the markets here. This to me is good news. I know that might not seem like it, but to me it's good news. So first and foremost, starting with XRP, we're no longer in a ascending fractal. This is certainly becoming a descending fractal. You can see it's just a hairline movement here, but you can kind of see now how we're forming some sort of descending fractal, very similar with the past here. And if history repeats itself, which it typically does with XRP, it's probably going to end in a similar, movement here, which is a breakout to the upside. So more than likely, boom, something like that is what I suspect to see take place here. You can see right now we have this beautiful uptrend here, a descending fractal to the downside, and then here we are breaking through and hopefully explode. And we did explode to the upside. Hopefully history repeats itself, and because we're doing the same exact formation. The only difference is we have the moving average as a means of support here, but we have this beautiful descending fractal. We made a slight adjustment, and this now again shows 3 points of confirmations. And either we fill in this gap like this, or we immediately break through and ideally see a breakout to the upside here. We're kind of through the moving average. That's a little nerve-wracking, but we still are within what I believe is a bullish possibility. Like, there is still bullish momentum here. You can see we just came off a big run to the downside here after rejecting twice off price ceiling. We pulled to the downside. Now I suspect to see us rally to the upside. That's what I truly suspect to see take place here, is a break and a breach and a swing upwards here. So keep your eyes peeled on the way we start to trend out. But unfortunately, with us having to adjust this chart, it now pulls us all the way to mid to late October, latest that we see some sort of breakout, because it could easily happen next week. I mean, it's the 26th. Could easily see a breach right here, and we explode to the upside. It's certainly a possibility here, but keep your eyes peeled on this, as we should hopefully see some signs of this fairly soon as we head up, and then hopefully we breach upwards. But I'm still bullish on XRP, and I'm also bullish on a lot of these other cryptos. And when we do see that movement here, we're obviously going to take advantage of it on BYDFI, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to use here on the channel. Buy long, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses. I mean, we've been tracking XRP here, and you can clearly see that it is forming a huge indicator. And when it does decide to blow, which it will, we'll be the first ones in, because we've been tracking this for so long. You can clearly see the fractal that's forming here on the daily, the clear and very obvious descending fractal. And it might not go like as long as before. You can see there are times, no, I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I think we're going to come to the end point. We kind of seem to like to fill this in before we see any sort of major reversal or rally to the upside here. So we're going to wait to fill this in. And at some point, at any point, we see confirmation above price ceiling, we're going to be buying in for a long position here. I really like BYDFI because they even have stop losses and take profits, but not only just normal stop loss, they have trailing stop losses, which guarantees you profit. It's phenomenal. I think it's a major win for this exchange to have that option, because not many exchanges offer that. They have events, trading bots, they have futures, demo trading accounts, USDTM, tons of different ways to even purchase crypto. It's so easy now. It's like a one-stop shop. And on top of that, if you click the link down in the description below, you'll even be able to get a free bonus cryptocurrency, which BYDFI is doing with my affiliate link. So definitely make sure to check that out. Anywho, moving forward from BYDFI, from XRP, the other cryptocurrencies look like they've hit some sort of bottom too. This has not, we're looking at Solana here. You're going to have to ignore the uptrend that we have drawn here, because it's not accurate. I know. But we could make it more accurate like I just did right here. I've only had 2 points of confirmation really, and we were trying to make it work before, but we were so far away from the moving average that it really didn't make sense. But right now you can see we use this as a means of support and rebound to the upside here. That's the goal, as we've done every single time in the past here. After coming off a landslide correction, after rejecting clearly off this beautiful red uptrend here, what we more than likely suspect to see take place is we reverse. I'm looking for this to happen here. I'm looking for a rebound to happen here. We're clearly holding on very nicely, but we just came off a several day correction to the downside here, starting from 69 on the relative strength indicator, overbought, all the way falling all the way down to 36 on the RSI. So you buy when the markets are down and sell when the markets are up. And right now they're down, and right now there is fear in the waters. And that is enough for me to say, hey, buy in, because I suspect to see a reversal take place fairly soon. That's what I think is going to happen here. That's good news if you ask me. And it's not just that. Ethereum also falling. And obviously we could just tweak this to include the market that we're seeing now, this descending fractal that we keep having. And again, hitting moving average, which is not, bad in any way, shape, or form from being overbought. I mean, we started this at I don't know, what is this? 65 all the way down to 31. On this downtrend here, we're coming off a major correction. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, let's do a full day count here. It's not like this is a recent drop. This is 2 weeks of correction to the downside here. It's about time we reverse up and start to see some volume come back into the markets, which I highly suspect Ethereum, XRP, Solana is going to have. Bitcoin's a little weirder. The rejection off top resistance was certainly planned. It was certainly expected here, but now we're trying to figure out the bottom position. That's where things look the weirdest. Honestly, if you ask me, we are in what I think is a descending broadening wedge, but we broke through moving average. So I'm putting Bitcoin on the back burner for right now, because I have honestly no clue what to suspect with Bitcoin. I mean, we might be able to somehow draw up some sort of uptrend like this. It's possible. It's certainly possible, but it's difficult. It's very difficult to know for sure if that's a support or not. It could be, but I don't know. It's too early to tell. It's too difficult to follow here. So we're just using this temporarily to kind of judge where exactly we're moving to, because it's difficult. I'm going to delete this one too. In a downtrend, though, this could be the uptrend. I'm not sure. We're going to leave this alone. If you guys have any other thoughts, obviously feel free to let me know. But you can see we are in a descending broadening wedge. They typically are bullish. So I'm hoping that we can recover, but we'll see. Otherwise, VONG looks good. We'll see if we break through the support here. If we do, then we could suspect to see a lower tribute to the downside to moving average. But the reason I moved this up, even though this is below it, is because it didn't happen on the S&P, and the S&P is in a much, higher kind of, a much tighter uptrend here. VONG is as well, but with that slight break here, it's hard to know for sure. I'm trying to include it, but it just doesn't make sense compared to how tight we are now. This looks much more accurate. So who knows? That's going to be it for today's video, though. Definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.